This is my final project by Peyton Ogden.
What is my topic? Well, my topic is fur trading posts. The reason I picked this topic, it really stood out to me because architecture has been a hobby for mine since I was little, and being able to put that to work and putting and building a trading hut was very enjoyable for me.
Geography of Canada. One of the main things was Rupert Land. Rupert Land was a major trapping ground for the fur traders. It was Canada's biggest land purchase. It also changed Canadian geographic forever by turning it from a modest country to an invasive one spanning through North America. The land eventually turned into Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and the Northwest Territories. Another big part of the geography of Canada. The Red River Grant. The Red River Grant was a granted area by the HBC that was an area of 185,000 kilometers squared. The area was granted to Lord Selkirk for the formation of the Red River Colony and grew into the first European colony. This was formed on June 12, 1811. These two pictures right here play a major role in how we see Canada today. On the right here, we see Rupert's Land, a very, very, very important play in how we see Canada today. As you can see, Hudson's Bay owned Rupert's Land. As you can see, obviously Hudson's Bay is right there. If you can't, well, sucks for you. Provinces of Canada on the left. As we see in the beige, we see what Rupert's Land was. All those places were eventually split into colonies, as we know it today, provinces. This picture was from July 15th, 1870 to July 20th, 1871. Well, the picture wasn't from then, that's just what it looked like. Just had to make sure. Industrial Revolution and Canadian Pacific Railway. Triangular trade was a way of trading between America and Europe. The Americans would trade African American slaves to Europe in exchange for raw materials and cotton. This caused the creation of the Underground Railway, which was led by Harriet Tubman. Helping over 3,000 slaves escape, the Underground Railway was a code for secret routes and safe houses around the U.S. This helped the evolution out of that phase and helped the African American slaves fight back. The fur trade and European imperialism. Fur trade posts were an essential part of the fur trade because of its dry shelter for the trades and a mark point for deliveries. A very good post was Fort Garry. It was located in the Manitoba/Winnipeg area, established in 1822 by the HBC up until 1870 when Louis Riel and the Red River Rebellion took it over. Who was Louis Riel? Louis Riel, Métis leader, founder of Manitoba, central figure in the Red River and Northwestern resistance. He was born October 22, 1844 in St. Boniface, Red River Settlement. Died November 16, 1885 in Regina, Saskatchewan. Riel led two popular Métis government, was central in bringing Manitoba into Confederation, and was executed for high treason for his role in the 1885 resistance to Canadian encroachment on Métis land. Riel was initially dismissed as a rebel by Canadian historians, although many now sympathize with Riel as a Métis leader who fought to protect his people from his Canadian government. As you can see on the right, that is Louis Riel. I agree. He should be sympathized with as a Métis leader who fought to protect his people from the Canadian government. American Revolution. The American Revolution made it vital for the French to get protection, so they created a region of forts in the Niagara region right in time for the 1812 war. Fort George was a fort built across the river from an American-held Fort Niagara, a complex of long bastions and wooden palaces. It was completed in 1802 and served as the headquarters for the British Army. Upper Fort Garry, situated at the forks of the Red and Assiniboine rivers in the heart of the Red River Colony, was a Hudson's Bay Company post established in 1822. Previous fur trade posts have been located periodically in the area. Severe flood damage in 1826 prompted the construction of a new post, Lower Fort Garry, 32 kilometers downriver. In 1836, however, in order to facilitate the general and
administration, and supply needs of the settlement, the HBC returned to the forks and built a new fort, Upper Fort Garry, near the old site. This fort was seized by Louis Riel during the Red River Rebellion of 1870. With the decline of the fur trade and the growth of the Winnipeg, Fort Garry virtually disappeared. A look back at BC. Fort Langley was a trading post at the Fraser River. It was established in 1827 and was a very important part in the province's development, until it was abandoned in 1886. Originally, it was established by the HBC for fur trading, but later turned into providing and administrative for company's Columbia District, and now a heritage tourist attraction. I have been to Fort Langley quite a bit, and I have to say it is a very cool experience. My Big Six: Cause and Consequence. What is not being said is what caused it. Why did that happen? Who knows? Could have been the driver who caused the accident. It could have been someone in the middle of the street, but we couldn't see. So we would all conclude, oh, that poor person, that's so unfortunate. But in reality, that cause is so lost in time in the picture you wouldn't know. The same thing can happen with history. It could be twisted, it could be changed, but you can never see the full picture. Here are my references. Here's some backstory on my object. My object is a trading hut, and this one is based on a part of the Museum of Fur Trade. It's called James Bordock's Fur Trading Post. It is located on the Bordock's border and was a big part in fur trade.